Good afternoon, Claw's Modelling Channel, and here we go. This is how I'm going to spray the wood on the Mark VII submarine that I've got. So we're just going with the first colour, which is this. If you can see that, 321. This is the colour, and there we go. Right, so that's your first colour. This is the base coat. So you just spray on any old down. And this is the surface, it goes all the way up to the back here, doesn't matter. Yeah, like that. Varying. Sounds like thunder. We've got a bit of a storm in the area around here. Right, so that's it. It looks a bit more. Then we can get rid of this and put the next colour in. So rid of that. And the next colour is this one, 44 Dactan. So it's a little bit lighter than that one I just used. So don't look at it, but and then we stir it in with a brush. The old lid back on. Oh hello, who's this phoning us? Get rid of that for a minute. While we're just doing this. Right, and away we go again. Right, and then what we do here is we just squiggle it on any old down, just like you would when you're modelling your aircraft. Again, all the way down. I'm going all the way down. You can't see all of this submarine. It's too big. So. Take my word for it, it's going all the way down, around the edges and all the rest of it. Right, then that's how that looks. So then we tip this back in the tin. If my best mate could see me now tipping that paint back in the tin, because he only done an airbrush display a week or so ago, a tutorial on how to airbrush to a airbrush, how to use an airbrush. Other members of the radio controlled model flying club that's near where we live, and one thing he quoted was he never tips the paint that's been thinned down back into the paint pot. Sorry, Apple. I do, but then I'm not your average everyday modeller. But yeah, I don't know. I've never found that it hurt it really, to be quite honest with you. It always seemed to do the trick. Right. Okay. So what we've done now is we put a load of Mr. Leveller in there. This is a thin wash now. Right. And then just go over the whole lot like this, just to clean the airbrush out. It's just a very fine misting over everything. That's it. Right, let's clean that. Right, then we'll put a bit more in here and sluice this around, clean the sides up a bit. So now there's not too much in the way of those other two colours left in there. Now that is it. There you go. Right. Right. Put that there. Get on that other piece of rag. There's definitely some thunder lurking around. I live at the moment. I'm in a temporary accommodation. I live on top of a hill, and it's quite breezy up here. But oh shit, just went all over my leg. Shit. Right, don't rush. You don't have to rush this bit. And yeah, the storms. We went down to a place called Edenbridge about half hour, well maybe about an hour or so ago now. And excuse me, oh, that's me little. No, don't touch. My youngest is over there, and she's got her hands, get out, in the paint. No, not that one. Oh, you monkey. There you go, now she's going to sound like a... Oh, do you hear that? Thunder. She's got her hands in the oil paints. Albeit they got lids screwed on, but she knows how to undo lids. Well, she's getting that way anyway, because she managed to get a few things undone that I own, including the glue pot. She managed to get that undone and tip it all over the bloody workbench. Hence that there, it burnt it all off. Right, so now we've got another like darker colour. This is oh yeah, this is the final colour for the colours, and that's this one, British Desert Pink. Right, and then again we go in the dark spots where, you know, it will be, and then right, and away we go, all over the place. Yeah, again, mottling it in, making it look probably bloody awful, but it's not the idea of it. And then sometimes you can go a bit darker in certain places. Oop, there goes the earbud, running around all over the place. And the reason why I'm doing the wood like this is because there's bits, like if I go here at the end, this is like a grey colour, so it's the colour of the metal. So it's easier to mask this lot off and spray the metal bits afterwards than it is to, and let's have a look here. Just so you can see that what I am doing. So now I'm going down here, and it's easier to spray the metal that way. It is for me anyway. I don't know how other people might have their different ways of doing it. Everyone's got a quirky way of doing something. This is my quirky way of doing a very large piece of wood on a boat. Right, and then what we do then is we thin this drop right up, so basically it becomes virtually invisible. So get the around the sides and then rub it off on the tissue or wipe the brush off as such. Right, and then we just have a look on the rag. Yeah, that's got thinner. Yep, there we go. So then we coat it like this all over with this very thin down version of that last colour bit of paint. And then clean it up a bit. These aren't the best brushes to use for this kind of paint. These Tamiya brushes, they're very fine, hair on these brushes, and sometimes the hairs can come loose from out the brush, and what happens is they get stuck, which I think is what's happened here, and they get stuck in the airbrush in the end. Right, let's just get rid of this. God bloody hell, what's going on here? Let's get rid of this paint into here. A bit more wash in there. Right, clean that up. Oh. Right, now then. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to work. This is the first time I've tried this ending. So I've never actually done an ending to wood like this before. I'm going to give it a go. So as long as I've got some left in here. Yeah. If I get it open. Let's just have a look how big the stuff is. I might have to use another one. Oh, I don't know. Right, this is the varnish. Yeah? Clear orange, Tamiya. Let's have a look and see what happens. Experiment time. So here we go. Turn a bit over here. And again, ooh, that don't look too bad. I think it actually looks better with the naked eye than it does through the viewfinder. But again, you know, you can just like, you know, do like, you know, dark spots around the caps there, so that you can, because these things will be masked around and then they'll be sprayed whatever colour the boat is, you know, and then you've got the light, and then of course around by where the island is, you go nice and thick with it, because it'll always be good the closer to the edge, and then this is where they walk and stuff. And right, hang on, let's move that. Drag this back across here a bit, so you can see where I'm at here. Right, and then you can just add a lot more. Where's that thing? Here it is. If you can hear that kind of knocking sound, which I can hear in the distance, it's not a giant woodpecker. I think it's roadworks. But yeah, it's not actually too much of a bad place to live. This sort of, but I much prefer to be where we was than here. Right, and there we go. So hang on, let's just chip that in there, isn't it? Because the other one I'd have to do would be a clear orange, which I think this is the only clear orange I've got now. And the next one is this. So if you had a Mr. Colour range, you'd use 49, which is a clear orange from there, which you could probably still use to do a final gusto. Yeah, I think I'll leave that in there. Let's just have a look with this. See this. Because sometimes they don't always turn out to be the same coloured orange. They do turn out to be a little bit different. So I'll chuck that in there. Just a little bit thicker. Right, and then I'll just do it in places, I suppose. Let's give it a bit of a test. There's not really much in the way of much difference. No, there's not really much in the way of a difference here. So if we wanted to darken things up a bit, and not a great deal, we could use possibly some of this clear smoke. But you could use Tamiya clear smoke. You don't have to use AK. AK is just the thing I've got to hand, so I'll just put a tiny little drop in there. See what happens here. Not a great deal. Not either. There you go. Right then, when that's dry, funny, isn't it? You pull your paints out, you go to put them back and none of them bloody fit. Right, okay. Put that back in there, put that on there. Oh, there you go. Both of them fit in there, I suppose. Yeah, that's that. Right, that's that. So, oops, jeez. A little bit of rubber. Right. Now, just so you wanted to highlight some planking, so say, I don't know, God, it's all over the place. Say this bit here, you wanted to make that look a bit newer than the rest of it, or like it's been a bit faded. What you can actually do is, when this is dry, which is at the moment, then sometimes you can just lightly sand it with a bit of very fine sandpaper, and it'll take the... It's no good telling you, I'm trying to show you. Fans and all sorts moving around out there. So, I wonder. Let's just have a look here. So, rather than do the big thick end, do this end. So you would just rub away within the perimeters of this. Yeah, if it didn't take it off too much and you wanted to use a coarser brush, then there you go. And it kind of it brings it back. Or you could do it with the actual paint itself. Which one was this one? Yeah. I know these aren't particularly clever at dry brushing with these, but let's give it a go because you never know. So wipe the brush off on a piece of tissue that absorbs all the paint out, and then I would just dab it on like that. And then you can leave it like that, and then that looks like, you know, as it is. And then when it's dried, when it's bone dry, it's brutal dry, you just give it a bit of a sand over. But now it's time to basically mask up all to do the greys and the outlines, which are metal, which I think this is where the wood comes up to here and goes up again and round, virtually disappears there and then starts creeping up over there. So this is how it's going to look, but you can sand it down and go about it that way. Is that no? Anyway, that's all. So we'll see you onwards. And this is the 7C, by the way, not the Mark 9. The Mark 9 I've put to one side at the moment, just trying to catch up with things on this one. But because this one had a wooden decking, that's how to get the base layers down and then varnish it, and then you get that effect. And yeah, not too bad. I wouldn't have thought, not too bad. And that's all done on a black, matte black from Halfords. So, right. So, there we go. Anyway, thanks a lot for looking in. Like and subscribe. Create some chit chat. And I'll see you in the next one. Taddy bye.